in the case of Frost versus Knight, 1872. Knight became engaged to Frost and promised to marry her when her father died. However, he subsequently broke off the engagement during what it lied to him and informed her he no longer intended to marry her. As Frost was convinced of Knight's intention to repudiate the contract, she was entitled to sue him immediately for anticipatory breach and was not obliged to wait until her father's death. To bring the action, in such an action, Frost versus Knight. As Frost was convinced of Knight's intention to repudiate the contract, she was entitled to sue him immediately for anticipatory breach and was not obliged to wait until the death of her father. To bring such an action was effective for breach. Breach does not automatically discharge contract. The injured party's right to repudiate the contract will depend on the seriousness of the breach. If the breach is less serious, the contract continues and the injured party has the right to claim damages for any losses incurred as a result of the breach. If there is a serious breach, the injured party has the right to terminate the contract. In Dundalk Shopping Centre versus Roof Spray Limited, 1979, the failure of the defendant to seal-proof a roof so that it would be watertight was within a reasonable time was considered to be a contractual breach that entitled the plaintiff to repudiate the contract. Fair enough. If a breach is serious and entitles the party to terminate the contract, the breach is known as a repudiatory breach. Breach does not automatically discharge the contract, but gives the injured party the right to choose whether to terminate the contract or to continue with the contract. Remedies. 20 pages left, 4 pages left. Remedies. Where a party breaches the contract, the injured party is entitled to a remedy for the loss or damage suffered as a consequence of the breach contract. Common law remedies. There are common law remedies and equitable remedies available to the court. Injured parties are entitled to be awarded a common law remedy by the courts as a right. Once wrongdoing has been established, by the offending party, equitable remedies, on the other hand, are discretionary. So equitable remedies are discretionary. Okay. This means the court have a choice whether to award the equitable remedy or not, and usually only do so when the award damages is insufficient to compensate. Usually only do so when the award damages is insufficient to compensate. The injured party for the loss as a result of the breach. Most frequently employed common law remedy damages. The most frequently applied common law remedy in damages. The available equitable remedies include specific forms and injunctions. Equitable remedies. Equitable remedies are discretionary and are usually only granted by the court if damages is an unsuitable remedy. The most important equitable remedy is an order by the court for specific performance of the contract. Specific performance. If there is a breach of the contract, the court may order the defaulting party to perform specific obligations under the law. In reality, the order empowers the court to enforce the due performance of the contract on the terms agreed. The court can only do so when damages are inadequate compensation, and importantly where the order would not cause undue hardship to the party in breach. Patel versus Ali. Parties are contracted for the sale of a house. Following the signing of the contracts, before the completion of the sale, the vendor was declared bankrupt. This caused a delay in completing the sale. Before the completion of following the signing of the contracts, but before the completion of the sale, the vendor was declared bankrupt. This caused a delay in completing the sale. And during the delay, the vendor's wife gave birth and was diagnosed with bone cancer, which required a leg amputation. As a consequence, she relies upon neighbours and friends to assist in taking care of the children and with day-to-day activities. When the court sought specific performance of the contract to force the vendor to complete the sale, the court refused to grant it on the basis that it would cause hardship amounting to justice, and because the damages could be deemed an adequate remedy. Because damages would be deemed an adequate remedy, this situation. The court will never grant a specific order of performance in the following contracts. Contracts involving minor, contracts for services, contracts that deal with the advance of money, borrowing lending money, where they cannot supervise the performance of a contract, where the contract is neither fair nor just. Injunctions are the two main types of injunctions: the complementary injunction and prohibitory injunction. Lonely versus Wagner, the defendant agreed to sign at the plaintiff's theatre. The defendant abandoned the contract and started staying at another theatre. The court granted a prohibitory injunction preventing him from working at the other theatre during the period of the contract she had agreed with the plaintiff. They did not order specific performance to require her to perform at the plaintiff's theatre, as it was contract for personal services. So Lumley versus Wagner. So you have injunctions, we have recession. This applies where remedy applies where the one party to the transaction seeks to have the contract set aside and to be restored to its pre-contractual position in the event of contract price paid. In this event, any contract price paid, property transferred on foot of the contract or profit paid by contracting parties are and will be returnable. Damages cannot be sought by the party claiming a recession. Purpose of the remedy is to place contracting parties to the same position they were if the contract had not been entered into the first place. To make rectification. This where dispute in contracting parties as to the exact terms and conditions of the contract, the court may opt to rectify the contract to conform to the terms actually agreed. So basically it's about the nitty-gritty of the contract. So if you put a dollar sign in, that's the type error can be corrected. So that is rectification. Damages. Damages are the most popular award of remedy. They're designed to compensate the injured party, not to punish the party in breach. So the court will decide what damages should be awarded. The breach goes through two stages. The breach will go through two stages. One, was the damage? What damage can the injured party be compensated for? This is known as the remoteness of damages. What damages naturally arose as a consequence of the breach, and what damages were within the contemplation of the parties? Victoria Laundry versus Newman Industries. Plaintiff operating a laundry and the dyeing business ordered a new boiler from the defendants. The defendants were aware that the plaintiff needed the boiler as soon as possible. There was a 6-month delay, and as a result of the delay, the plaintiff had to turn down a lucrative contract. The plaintiff sued the defendants with loss of profits arising from the delay, including the significant loss of the profit from the very lucrative contract. The court held that the defendant was liable to compensate the plaintiff for the damages for the loss of normal profits that arose from the breach, but not for profits arising from the lucrative contract, as it was not reasonably foreseeable. So, what damage can the injured party be compensated for, and how much compensation can the injured party receive? The second stage of the test is for the court to calculate how much damage should be paid to the injured party. The court will compensate either in expectation of losses or the reliance of losses. Expectation loss is the loss the injured party was expected to gain had the contract been completed. Purpose of compensation for the expectation losses put the party in the financial position they would have been had the contract been carried out. Then you have the reliance loss. So be it reliance loss. So the money spent by the injured party as a consequence of entering into the contract. This is often referred to as the actual losses or expenses arising from the breach. It's easy to calculate. As this is the financial loss incurred by the injured party. The purpose of the damages is to award the reliance loss in return. Is to return the injured party to the position they were before they entered into the contract. Then we have limitation. We're in the last section now. Limitations of awarded damages. And awarded damages to the injured party can be reduced if the injured party fails to mitigate their losses. The duty to mitigate losses. There is a requirement on the injured party to try and mitigate losses or reduce his losses as much as possible following the breach by the defendant. The injured party must not allow losses to unnecessarily accumulate when he is in position to prevent it. The injured party only has to take reasonable steps to mitigate any such losses. If he fails in his duty to minimise his losses, then the amount of damages payable to him will be reduced. The burden lies with the defendant to prove that the injured party did not take all the reasonable steps to reduce his losses as much as possible. In Borges Mara versus Scanlon, the owner of a ship could not recover the total value of the damages that had been caused by the persons who hired the ship and abandoned the ship. The court held that the losses could have been reduced had the owner taken steps to rescue the ship rather than allowing the ship to deteriorate in the water after they were made aware it had been abandoned. So it's Borges Mara versus Scanlon. SCALLON 1973. Limitations to actions of breach. The Statute of Limitations Act 1957 imposes time limits on the injured party's right to sue for breach of contract. For a simple contract, the injured party must initiate proceedings within 6 years from the time the breach occurred. 6 years from the time the breach occurred. Failure to do so will near that any future action is statute barred. That's it. Big term there now. So, that is my law done. Glad not to have that done out of the way. So today is Good Friday. It's the 2nd of April. I've decided to do my April vlog out of the way because I have a very busy day to be. I have exams coming up. Huge exams. So I can't be making vlogs for you lot, whoever decides to watch this. So I'm just going to do it out of the way. I also want to do it on Easter Sunday, but there's no point. I'll just do it out of the way. So it's Good Friday. It's the 2nd of April. Yesterday was only Fool's Day. Only Fool's Horses. Yesterday was Fool's Day. It comes. It's the third sheet. So have I any news? Well, I'm on holidays at the moment. I'm seriously need a haircut. We're still in lockdown in Ireland. Look at all this, like. Fuck's sake, I really do need a haircut. Shut that down a second. So. Yep, I need a haircut. So, today's Friday. Tomorrow is Easter Saturday. This is my Easter egg for this year. Isn't that nice? Galaxy. Can't wait to have that now on Sunday. Love Galaxy. So, it was really nice with a cup of tea. COVID, coronavirus, 8 deaths and 591 new cases today. How long ago was that? Did they say? The number of hospitalizations is at its lowest point since Christmas Day. 18 minutes ago. At least 48 people dead and dozens injured after a plane crashes in Taiwan. Know your sport, take our quiz. Okay, here we go. Canada Plains over in Ireland's 1-all draw Qatar on Tuesday. How many international goals has he scored? 12, 10, 11 or 13? 11 right up here. Darren Sweetman left Munster this week to join which club? La Rochelle, that was a guess. Dennis Horgan's world title dream ended in Australia on Wednesday by 10-2. What country is he from? What county is he from? Kildare. How many Irish golfers were chosen this week on the 2021 Great Britain Irish Golf Team? Which one of these players will be in action for Collingwood in the AFLW finals later this week? Jason Rodriguez was Luxembourg's hero against Ireland last Saturday. What club does he play for? I scored 4 out of 10. I don't know where I scored for that pass to me. There's a second. Yes, the ISA vaccine meeting with the public health experts was unsatisfactory. DUP questions the inspector's power to dismiss handling the stores. Man arrested over allegations of 200 Jones gas. Basically, false evidence. Three charges over police school. Ready? So good luck. Should be a great day. Fabulous weather today. It's a really good Friday. Otherwise, what's going on? This way isn't this way. just log out of here, I suppose. Call it a day, I suppose. Lots of glorious day outside. For Good Friday, it really is good weather. Should be promising for the weekend now. It's nice to be on holidays. God, I love Lucas. So refreshing. Can't beat Lucas. So that's all my news really. Very quiet, really busy study. I was trying to enjoy the holidays now as well. It's all well a good study. You must have a balance. I won't go for the walk today now because I'm a bit wrecked. But I'll go for a nice walk in the morning really. So I have my Easter egg. Can't wait for that now. I'm going to chomp at that on Sunday. So this concludes my vlog, I think. Not much of a vlog this one now. I just figured out the way really. It was a New Year's resolution that I do a vlog every month this year. I said I just have a really busy April ahead of me now, so I don't want to be wasting valuable time doing vlogs, so I said I'll do it now. At the very beginning of the month, obviously. Oh, this really is nice. I love Lucas. Always reminds me of my childhood. Lucas. Body soft drink Lucas. Toast give you a sip of it. So we're in the fields. I have to have good eyes, I think. What's the point of having Lucas? What's the point of having any fizzy drink if you're not going to have it on the rocks? Listen to that sound it makes. So nice. There's some dog chasing after kid outside. Ah, poor kid. Poor dog has to kick its own. My last vlog I wasn't chatty, but by God, this vlog I'm just completely unchatty. Unchatty is that a word? Not chatty at all, absent. I wasn't even present for half this vlog. I had to dash downstairs. There was someone at the door. I didn't bother answering the door to know because there's nothing about like, but I had to hang something out in the line as well. So this concludes my vlog. Just after 40 minutes, I think I'm going to wrap it up, you know. So this concludes my vlog for April. I said I'd do one each month of this year. So this is vlog number 4. Not particularly chatty today. Just not really that chatty. I just like, if I say I want to do something, I like to do it. This is my vlog on busy studying. I'm on holidays now for next week, so I want to try and strike a balance between studying and work and studying and recreation. So this concludes my vlog. I'll upload another now in May, I suppose. What have I been doing the last month? Well, I'm still enjoying YouTube. God, I fucking love YouTube so much. I'm following quite a few channels now at the moment. So van life and ASMR and so on and so on. Right, so I think I'm going to wrap up here now. I'm going to try and finish the video now on an even minute. All the videos that I've uploaded so far are kind of like 16 minutes and 48 seconds, that kind of quick. I want to wrap this up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, subscribe, dislike, subscribe.